each pool move on to semifinals. And then, of course, we've got first seed versus second seed and first seed versus second seed to determine our finalists. But here we have also talking about the Salt and Pepper. You know, they say we want to play the video game Splatoon 2 for the Nintendo Switch. And
Well, I would assume so.
I would say a lot of people tend to echo that sentiment.
A good amount. And we do have 62 teams here for this tournament. So
fair amount of people enjoy that. Looks like we're going to be seeing perhaps some Splatling play, some Dualies play, maybe some Ink Brushes coming out.
Ooh.
And
from
maybe a K-Pro coming out from a Salt and Pepper, something to that effect. We'll see, of course, what they decide exactly to pull out, but seems to be generally, meta picks. The Ink Brush kind of rising a little bit recently, I feel like. What are your thoughts on the Ink Brush right now in the current state of the meta?
I think it has some strong maps, and I mean, certain players make it look very good. I know a lot of players in Japan as well make it look very good. So it can be fun. It can be really crazy wild. I mean, it's a brush that you flick at people. What's not to like? But honestly, it's all about how the player uses it, and it's all about the other team's comp. Some comps brush can do really well against some comps, not so much. So it's all depending on what each team brings out. But we're going to be starting on Clam Blitz, Muscle Forge, Fitness. So, I mean, if they want to bring out the much, it's probably a good map to do it on. I mean, clams. The meme is that the brush just rolls around, picks up clams everywhere, builds all the power clams.
But it does do a very good job of it.
It gets you ready for pushes.
It gets you extremely ready for pushes, building up those power clams, building up those clams for your team, able to just run around freely, pretty much, and just do whatever. So they are going to be working into looking at their comps right now as we speak. First map.
You okay?
Maybe, because, I mean, I don't know exactly which map list is correct, but we're currently in a lobby for Tower Control and Manta Maria. And I'm also seeing that we've got Clam Blitz on Muscle Forge Fitness, so maybe we don't have the exact right map list selected. Actually, I feel like I remember AC saying that the first map should be Clam Blitz on Muscle Forge, so.
Do they?
How about this? I'm going to blame Marsh for picking the wrong map. I don't know whether or not it's his fault, but I'm going to blame him anyway.
That sounds reasonable.
I feel like that's a reasonable option.
I like that idea. I guess we'll see if these teams start playing or not.
Yeah, so we're still going to try to figure out whether or not this is actually the correct round one map for these two teams. I'm hoping that someone else can flag them down if that is not the case. We might just be rolling with this one.
Well, both teams, is this the right
We're
map?
not quite sure if this is the right map or not. Then why are they playing it? Sorry, we're talking to our producer at the moment, trying to get things sorted out. If that's the case, we probably need to disconnect the lobby, just to tell them not to play. AC now is probably on the case.
Anyway, this is being handled.
This is being handled. Meanwhile, we do see a 3-down situation for Salt and Pepper, so if this is indeed a game that counts, Rainbows Fan Club going to have the opportunity here to push up, maybe get past this checkpoint. I hope we're going to hear word about this map situation here soon. But
either way, Rainbows is starting off really strong, but Dan rolling around the corner able to get that pick on Hunter. So, I mean, this will at least give us some insight into how these teams are playing each other.
AC is calling. AC is now telling us.
Yeah, he's just walking away now.
Stop playing. Yep, there's a disconnect. Just because Marsh just now realized which map he was supposed to select. So
Marsh is a buffoon.
Marsh is a buffoon.
An absolute bumbling.
Marsh was too busy talking to the people on stage, and instead picked the wrong map.
I love Marsh.
Thank you, Marsh. Very cool.
We love Marsh here. Don't worry. No Marshes were harmed in the broadcast of this stream.
Making this production.
I don't know. This baller is really moving around, bouncing around.
Moving. Looks like we've got an internal 3-down situation.
That's crazy.
On the side of one of these teams. Absolutely.
It's almost like they left the lobby.
Yeah. Almost like that. Looks like we've got one more checkpoint here to clear.
It looks like a Salt and Peppers is trying to rush the tower, but they can't quite make it to it.
Yeah, can't quite.
Because RC just doing a great job defending the tower.
Yep.
Look at that sniper go.
Look at that sniper go. especially in short-range combat that we just saw there.
Yeah, I mean, just really great uses of those bombs and tap shots.
Yeah, really good
to,
aim.
Just quick reactions. Good job, RC. Taking those 2 kills.
Yeah.
Great.
So we are going to be heading into Clamblats and Muscle Forge. We might actually see a brush come out. Marsh is going to pick the right map this time for us so that we don't have to worry about that.
Thank you, Marsh.
Thank you, Marsh. Very cool. And we're not going to let him live that one down. I'm sure he knows that. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to tell Jordan to continue yelling at him.
The
later.
entire day.
The entire day. I mean, Jordan.
During his sets, too. Later.
Yes, during his sets. Hey, you remember when you picked the wrong map in Bronze Pools?
Hey, don't do it again.
Don't do it again. You better
host
not.
The lobby.
Don't host the lobby.
Anyway, so yeah, Clamblats Muscle Forge, the real game 1 here coming out. Again, really interesting map. I think, again, this goes for a lot of Clamblats maps, but special coordination is really important to get in here, especially if you can get a surprise flank. If they're expecting you to come right, you go middle. If they're expecting you to go middle, you go right. Maybe even go left, do some wild stuff. Go bananas. Go
Absolutely
crazy. Go stupid.
Crazy.
There's a lot of, yeah, I mean, if you can just pull off those crazy flanks or just use specials to brute force your way in.
But
building up those clamps first is really important, making sure you get big pushes. Honestly, I think just positioning is really important in this map mode. You don't want to be somewhere where you cannot cover like that left side of the map and they get a free push off it.
Yep.
Because if you miss one person, they can get all those jumps in with just that one person making it. So you really have to be wary.
But nonetheless here, ladies and gentlemen, we have a match. We've got a Dynamo Roller coming out on the side of Raynbows Fan Club. And we've got an Ink Rush coming out on the side of Assault and Pepper like we expected. We'll see how this plays out in both of these games.
Already the pro going down, maybe to a bomb of some form, but Raynbows now with two players jumping on Raynbows, and that's going to work out. Nice 2v1 from Assault and Pepper, but now the Ink Rush kind of being forced back a bit, has to use his baller, but it's going to get 1 kill, maybe 2 on the Splat lane. He can't quite make it, so he backs off, but good teamwork from Assault and Pepper right now. They're covering their flanks. We've got Dynamo trying to come from behind, but he gets picked off. Ink Rush now just moving around in the trench, trying to be a nuisance, but Rainbow's flagging them down. No, 2 ballers coming out, I believe.
Yeah, 2 ballers coming out and a Booyah Bomb that should allow the opening here. Jumps coming into that brush baller, and that is going to be 2 power clamps in the basket with some change as well. Members of Assault and Pepper here trying to find a couple more clamps to throw in the meantime. Tim, the only one really at the moment near the basket, has to try to fend off, but not going to be able to do so with this aggression coming out from Rainbows Fan Club, and that will be the end of their push. So 48.
Good opening push.
Excellent opening push.
Already, I mean, halfway to a knockout if they want to keep that going. But now they an armor coming out already, and Tentamus is coming out from Rainbow's Fan Club. They're going to have mid control right now as some members of Assault and Pepper jumping out. So this is a time for Rainbow's Fan to really get on the aggression here. But Hunter maybe getting a bit too aggressive, having to use his baller. But 43. Let's see what goes next.
4v3 situation as well. Rainbows Fan Club has that football at the ready. Couldn't quite get that baller in, but RC going to be able to be there. Does get the pick onto the opposing Splat lane, but none of the other members of Rainbows Fan Club are around to get some more hands in at the moment.
And that's going to be a trade with that Booyah Bomb. A good trade, though, that's going to stall Assault and Pepper getting back mid-control as now Rainbow's T-Tech, or K-Shot, I should say, really just focusing on keeping that map right now, not trying to back up too much, but the is pressuring them. 2 people pressuring Rainbows. They're going to have to fall back, use the missiles. Now already looking for a Booyah Bomb baller push from Assault and Pepper.
Look like they're quite going to be able to find one at the moment. There's actually going to be a 3-down situation now for Rainbow's Fan Club, and JPG going to try to go forward with this. K-Pro is going to go ahead and get that power clamp in before getting picked off by RC, as we have V here with the baller trying to get a pick or 2 with this Ink Rush as well. Can't quite seem to find any more clamps, so that will be the end of that push for the time being. But here we have the members of Assault and Pepper doing an excellent job of making sure that they have all their bases covered.
Yeah, they're really, I mean, the teamwork has been really good from Assault and Pepper. They've been using specials really smartly to get pushes started. I mean, that last push was pretty small, but they had the pressure going on there. You know, they're doing a good job at keeping maps so far. They're not backing off too much, but now Rainbow's Fan Club has 2 specials ready and they just used Ink Armor. This could be an opportunity if they can get their claims together.
Here we've got a couple of specials coming out now from Rainbow's Fan Club. Now imagine this baller from the sloshing machine going to get popped here soon. Looks like some football passing coming in as well, but that rush, trying to be a nuisance, is going to go ahead and go down. Rainbows fan club just needs to try to break in. Here comes that baller, and I imagine here come the two jumps from the two footballs. The baller is going to go ahead and get a pick, and that is going to be two power clams getting in the basket, but that Booyah Bomb not going to give them a whole lot of breathing room to get a couple more clams in.
Rude Kaiser coming in from the side, able to sneak in. They were not watching that left flank, and it's going to be enough to just barely get that lead. You know, the defense was almost looking good. They got him out, but that roller just coming, or that sneaking up on that side, and good push from Rainbows fan club and great awareness of that route being there from Rude Kaiser to just get those clams in. Really, I mean, you love to see it, as now it's a Salt and Pepper now finally in a losing situation. They've been winning the whole game, and now the last minute, the pressure's on.
Indeed,
they're going to have to act on it.
They need a power clam and two more in as well. They're looking to try to get that happening here with about 45 seconds left in the game. They're trying to get control of this middle of the map. If they try to build up a couple more clams maybe to make sure that they have all the resources necessary as well as build up specials. Knee, I imagine, going to try to sneak in here as far as they can to try to get, and then try to go to baller. But that Booyah Bomb actually going to do a good job in allowing that jump to come in. Knee was in position there to throw those clams in, and they are going to go ahead and take the lead. Salt and Pepper is that is. Now it looks like we've got some good defense coming out from Rainbows fan club, not letting that push go anymore, but they've still got their work cut out for them here if they want to take this game.
And again, the offensive specialists from Salt and Pepper just on display there. The Booyah Bomb coming out in the front, baller coming in from the side. Actually, didn't even need to use the baller immediately, so smart on the Salt and Pepper's brush for knowing that. But now, this is the overtime. They need about two footballs really to take the lead here. They're going to have one go in. Another jump is ready. If they get this football in, I believe that's the lead, but they just barely missed it.
But Hunter's there to pick it, and they will pick it up. Takes that game just barely.
And that has to sting. We saw JPG right there on Hunter. That's killer.
That is killer.
Be right there, not able to finish it. That has to hurt, but Rainbows fan club doesn't care. They're going to be taking that to the bank. As, I mean, the special pushes just coming out. I mean, they went back and forth with them. Barely. I mean,
barely edging out in the end.
The barest of barelies.
Yeah, really.
To get to that. Well,
I think we've got a set on our hands.
We have a set. I mean, Clan Blitz, Muscle Forge. Clan Blitz is so exciting for so many reasons, and I mean the offense was great on both sides. I mean both teams kind of maybe a bit lackluster on defense. I want to see how they react here on Zones Reef, because those flanks were left unchecked a lot of the time, and if you leave flanks unchecked on the Reef, you're going to be in a lot of trouble, because coming up from that left side, coming in through the bridge, if you lose control of your left and they get on your plat, or if they come in through right, you're not watching right. I mean, there's just so many ways for things to go wrong here, and keeping your positions, not overextending, is going to be huge on this map.
Yeah, indeed. We'll see here. You know, two-zone map here. I don't really know if we're going to fully see a Dynamo, because, you know, in thinking about it, I don't really know that there's a safe position for the Dynamo to be in completely. Maybe we'll see a brush again coming out from Salt and Pepper. You know, wouldn't necessarily be the worst pick here. But looks like we've got almost everyone pretty much set. I imagine they've got their strategy picked out for this one. We'll see where this set continues to take us onto the next map, being Splat Zones on the Reef. But you see the players in the background. Rainbows fan club especially trying to discuss things, figure out a good plan going forward, but Lobby going to go ahead and call time. We are going to be heading into game 2 here between these two teams. Rainbows fan club up 1-0 in the set.
Yep. I would like to see, hopefully, Salt and Pepper keeps their composure, because they were in the lead for most of that last game, but it all kind of just crumbled in those last couple minutes. I would like to see them just stick to their game plan, stick to what they know how to do, and I don't want them to get desperate. I want them to play confident, because confidence is key, and you know, you can't just get in a losing mindset. But already RC putting a bunch of pressure on the other team's side here, having full control of the bridge. Pro's going to be trying to rush in on them, but RC with a quick turnaround, ready for it. RC said, no, sir, not today. As, that's going to be a wipe on the Salt and Pepper side. So now Rainbows fan club full control.
Two different strategies there coming out. You saw Salt and Pepper try to go for the zones right away, whereas Rainbows fan club was trying to get the picks they needed before capping the zone. Two different strategies, two totally valid strategies. But in the end, if your positioning is good, in order to get those picks, you'll be able to make a better push going forward, and that's exactly what Rainbows Fan Club is doing at the moment here as they continue pushing past the 50.
Yeah, and like you said, if your positioning is good, I mean, that's going to go a long way, and that's where I really think that Rainbows Fan Club's strength was on that opening, because they took that bridge, and the bridge is so important on this map, especially when you have a Splatling there that can just set up quick damage from so far away, and it really led to their advantage. But now, Rainbows Fan Club being backed up a bit is a 3v3 situation. Rainbows Fan Club being forced to use Leo on to take control. They do find some picks, though. As now they're just trading special, the Baller and Weeabomb coming out from the Salt and Pepper. Let's see who comes out on top.
But Salt and Pepper just doesn't have the personnel on zone right now in order to be able to tap both of those. They are going to go ahead and lose that to Rainbows Fan Club in that interaction. Probably should wait for some of their members to respawn here. Tibbs going to try to get a couple of picks on the bridge, but not really going to be able to do so. Brush now coming in from this side. Hunter gets a pick, but is going to go down to JPG on that K-Pro as they now try to cap the zone, and they will go ahead and do that, enforcing the penalty for the time being, but they still need to gain a lot of control of this middle of the map.
Yeah, and Nee maybe overextending a bit too far there with a Baller alone, but able to back up, so it's not the end of the world for him yet, as Nee is going to be just kind of hanging around with the Brush, getting on top of the bridge now. She finds the pick now. Salt and Pepper's finally looking to get a bit of map control, a bit of picks, not zone control yet.
Control quite yet indeed. Rainbows Fan Club, though, I think did go into a very brief 3-down situation. That should allow Salt and Pepper a little bit of breathing room here to try to get some more control of the middle of the map, get more control of this bridge area. But they're having trouble finding this last member of Rainbows Fan Club at the moment. Ink Armor going to get popped by them, and Rainbows Fan Club is going to go ahead and be able to take control of both zones at the moment.
And Nee almost dying into the Splatling, but then falls back, gets the Baller, and RC's forced to jump out. Now Salt and Pepper finally has map control. Should get the zone here soon. I don't see why not. There it is. So hopefully they can get to a advantageous position, because I feel like Assault Lever just has not had the opportunity to get in the position as they won so far. Maybe splitting up a bit too much.
Looks like they're starting to do that now, though, with the 3 of their members alive, trying to fend off these other 3 members here coming in from Rainbows Fan Club. Now JPG is going to try to find this pick on Rainbows with that other K-Pro, but Rainbows going to go ahead and go down a looks like there. It's now a 3-down situation, though, for Salt and Pepper right after they take the lead. So they have a little bit of breathing room at the moment as Rainbows Fan Club has to work through this penalty, but they have to win this next team fight, and they have to force that team fight quick.
Yeah, and I mean, RC getting right back to the bridge as quick as possible, just getting through work. Double Weeabomb going to come out, but the Baller maybe getting a pick here, not quite. Does get the Splatling eventually, as now the lead is going to be lost, but it's not in vain, because they have a 4v2 situation right now. They're going to get the zone back, and it's not the biggest penalty ever. They need to get to good position, so we kind of see JPG staying back a bit while the teammates are pushing up on the left. They do find a pick with that Baller. 2 picks coming out. Nee going all the way up. Dan helping them out. Good pincer attack, and that's going to be Hunter, though, finding a clutch kill. 2 clutch kills from Hunter as the jump comes in. So what was looking really strong for Salt and Pepper not quite coming to fruition.
Not quite coming to fruition indeed, but it's another 2-gun situation for Rainbows Fan Club. They're going to need to cap both zones and work through their penalty very quickly here in order to fully have a little bit of wiggle room. But they need to do that soon. We've got 30 seconds left on the game clock. It looks like Ink Armor there coming out from Rainbows Fan Club to try to work their way back in the zone, but they are getting picked off here very slowly by the members of the Salt and Pepper.
And now another 2-down going on in Rainbows Fan Club. Again, I would really like to see Salt and Pepper not split up so much. I think they've been playing really well when they are together, but when they split up, they're not really keeping the zone like they would like. They're having members go down, but the lead's going to go in their favor in the last 5 seconds. Can they stall the zone? The Booyah Bombs come out. It's not going to be enough. As a Salt and Pepper has the paint to answer on those Booyah Bombs, and that's going to tie up the set. These games are too close, K-Bot.
I don't even know how to fully call that one. I mean, okay, I was like, okay, Booyah Bomb coming out. That should probably at least neutralize things. If they can get enough paint on the zone, they should have been able to take that, but...
Can I just say real quick, 10 ballers from the Brush?
10?
10?
10?
The 10 piece?
10 ballers.
With a drink on the side?
That's a lot of ballers.
Yeah, so...
That's a lot of hamster balls.
So, obviously, what those 10 ballers mean is that Brush was painting a lot, and that's kind of what I was going to say. My analysis of that set, what I feel was happening, I think Rainbows Fan Club, for a lot of the time, had stronger positions. They grouped up together more on offense, but on defense, I feel like they took too long to get on a lot of time, and Assault and Pepper just had a lot more paint. And that led to them just being able to stall out the zone more often, so that Rainbows Fan Club, even when they had control, was not able to get as many points as Assault and Pepper. That's kind of what I feel happened, and I think it makes sense based on what we saw. Hopefully I'm not too far off because, I mean, I could be. But, I mean, that's kind of what I feel. How do you feel, Kay, about how that game came down to the wire?
Yeah, very close overall. You know, Rainbows Fan Club, like you mentioned, had very strong pushes overall, but maybe Assault and Pepper with just constant annoyance, constant, you know, trying to get into that zone and doing a good job of that in a couple of cases. And, you know, those couple of small pushes are really the only maybe not even small pushes, but you only need 1 or 2 pushes in order to really, you know, take a game in any mode in this game. You know, it comes down to, can you play well in one moment of the game? In many cases.
So yeah, sometimes the highest peak is what wins, but also consistency. The Assault and Pepper was able to at least consistently get paint down a lot of the time. Even if they weren't always, you know, pairing up, they were able to do more paint for a lot of the map, and it really led to the advantage. But however, Rainmaker Wahoo World, this is definitely a set where that one big push will probably win, because you don't really see a lot of pushes on this map. This is more of like you gotta have patience on this map. You need to try to just find the right opportunity, chain your specials, because there is a long way to go to get points here.
Exactly. You have to go all the way, you know, up that left side most of the time in order to get a push moving here. But we're going to hop right into this game between these two teams, and it looks like we've got generally similar comps coming out from both.
Yeah, for sure. Really interesting to see how this brush plays here, and also the Splatling battle from both teams still happening. Assault and Pepper is going to be focusing on mid-control right now. It seems like the bomb spin and this spin is going to come through and force them out. As kind of a slow opening, like I said, you need to have patience on this map. But already a 3v3 situation, so...
Stinger coming out, I imagine. RC. Okay, RC actually just going to go ahead and jump back to spawn here.
Probably going to use that counter ray.
Using a counter ray very shortly. There it does indeed come out. Just remember, Assault and Pepper trying to get control in the middle of the map, but these specials here are not going to allow them to do that. It's a kind of situation for both teams. In the middle, Assault and Pepper still has control. Hunter getting actually a very nice pick there onto you know, their opponents with that inkjet. Actually, another one there as well. So RC going to be able to pick up the Rainmaker, probably go ahead and push, but doesn't have full support of his team at the moment, and is going to go ahead and go down there.
We've been seeing some really clutch kills from Hunter, which is, I mean, really good for Rainbows Fan Club. It's been going a long way for them, but now we're going to have 3 down after that very small push. Like I said, you really need to push ahead of the objective first. You need to be ready to get those push going, because you need to have a big push. There's so much distance coming on this map, as wow, a quick bomb comes down and takes down the Rainmaker before you can go anywhere. But you need to push ahead of the objective. It's so important, or else you're just going to get killed on the offense before you can get any progress.
Yeah, indeed here. So we've now got the members of Rainbows Fan Club moving forward, trying to get it, but actually the members of Assault and Pepper here doing a good job of not letting them pick the Rainmaker too soon. Stinger going to come out, try to get a couple of picks here, and is going to find one, but Rainbows Fan Club here trying to push forward. It's a 3-down situation, though, for Assault and Pepper. JPG, though, doing a good job of making sure that they're going.
JPG getting away from danger and actually finding a take on another ill-positioned member, but the Rainmaker is going to move up quite a bit, up to 49 here, as it's going to be 3-down for Rainbow, so Hunter's going to fall back here. Smart thinking on his part, but let's see how he can shark you. Sharking on this left side. Does not opt to go for the dualies, but just waiting for this Rainmaker to show up. The brush going to come, though. Paying a little bit. Hunter's going to keep sharking. He's really content with just holding on here. Now he's going for the flank, coming behind this Rainmaker. This could pay off big, as it kind of does. Kind of a trade situation, as JPG is in the right place at the right time to find that flank. It's going to be a 2v2 situation. Once again, really back and forth game so far. Not really a huge push. Already more than halfway through this game, K-Bot.
Yeah, indeed. And, you know, members of Rainbows Fan Club doing a good job of making sure that no push can be made.
Yeah.
But here we have now Salt and Pepper trying to get something happening as he's going to try to work this baller in, try to catch someone off guard, but not going to be able to find anything at the moment. And actually, it's just going to go ahead and go right on down to that Dynamo Roller.
But I was going to say put the Rainmaker's movement, but I am live because all of Salt and Pepper is dead, and that's going to be a wipe coming out from Rainbow's Pepper. Let's see if they can move the Rainmaker quickly, because if they can get the objective at least to Salt and Pepper's side of the map, again, the distance to cover is just like so much on this map. The Rainmaker's actually maybe no, they're opting to take it left, but Salt and Pepper ready to defend left. Not able to though, as this might be looking like a push for Salt and Pepper. The Stinger's going to go down, 3 going to go down for Salt and Pepper. This is Rainbow's going to be getting a lot of points here as they're pushing ahead. The Blue Bomb maybe going to stop them and finally does, but at the 20-point mark.
A large push indeed, and Salt and Pepper has to find a response very quickly if they want to be able to take this game. They've got one special, but obviously being held by the Rainmaker can't quite top that at the moment. Looks like they're doing a good job with the bomb pressure here over the middle of the map, trying to find their way around these members of Rainbow's fan club, trying to make sure that they're working together as a team. Rainbow's going to go
finding a good pick there, rolling up in there, as the Jet's going to come out on defense here from Rainbow's fan club. It is going to find at least one, or Salt and Pepper's going to find one pick, though. The Ink Jet does not do its work that it needs to. The Ray going to come out, build some fucking, I'm cursing, build some breathing room for Salt and Pepper, as now they're finally looking to make a move here. 2 down for Rainbow's fan club.
Looks like RC is right there to try to get some picks, but he is going to go down as well. He's going to push forward, but is just going to go down at the 24-point marker. This is so close. Rainbow's fan club going to be able to pop that, and it's a 3-down situation for Salt and Pepper.
That's a wipe.
That's a wipe. So Rainbow's fan club going to be able to pick up this Rainmaker, likely just stall it out right here. That is going to be the game. Rainbow's fan club going up in the set 2-1, but the set is not over yet, Slim.
I mean, it never even feels like any game is any, because these games are coming down to a few points, K-Bot.
Indeed.
That was a 4-point victory. They very almost took the lead. They had the right idea going, just too little, too late. So close, though, and that's going to be 2-1 for Rainbow's fan club. Hunter, look at Hunter getting so many clutch kills there. Definitely making a lot happen for his team. But, I mean, I feel like just a really interesting game. I think neither team really played too poorly, but Rainbow's fan club just able to do a bit more on defense, a bit more on stalling out the Rainmaker, finding clutch kills, and it paid off there overall. Just they did enough. They did enough when they needed to, and held on by the tiniest of threats.
Yeah, and this set overall has really been a tale of who can just barely edge out the other team. Who can just find that last little push or just sneak a couple more points forward with that Rainmaker, before going down. And that's what we've seen going back and forth so far in this set. But this next map going to be tower control on Sturgeon Shipyard. We saw this earlier, but what do you think about this, Slimy? What are we going to see from these two?
This is another, again, what you need to do here is push ahead of the objective. It's going to be very interesting to see how each team goes, especially with those offensive specials. Whichever team can use specials on offense more, I feel, will benefit greatly in terms of the distance they can go, because if you can get like a baller up that right side or a Stingray to pave the way, maybe take out the other team's back line, things of that nature, you can really get a lot of distance really quickly. It can snowball really quickly here. But also, I would like to see teams not overextend. Another huge thing. If you go in too quickly alone, the other team has so much time to react and take mid, and if you're not being patient, your team can get set up and take advantage of you really quickly.
Yeah, indeed. So looks like we're going to be hopping into this one here. We'll see what these two teams have to offer. Rainbow's fan club up 2-1 in the set overall. They are in the green, Salt and Pepper in the purple. Hopping into this now, and we're seeing still relatively similar comps, although we are seeing that slider scope come out from the RC.
So the slider scope versus Splat battle, very interesting here. Hunter sneaks on right behind that Kent's umbrella, as Salt and Pepper now being backed up really hard. They find the pick, but RC says, hello Splat, and I outrange you. I can kill you with one shot. You're going to go down, buddy. As now RC going to ride the tower. They're going to get some jumps, so they're not quite ahead of the objective yet, as Rainbow's the only one pushed up. But now looks like Hunter's going to come down and they're going to use Stingray and Armor to get themselves some breathing room, maybe some picks here with the Stingray. RC finding hit markers, but not quite the kill. But yeah, it's going to go for so far.
Passing that first checkpoint here, Hunter now going to try to pop this Inkjet and get a little bit more pressure, get a couple more picks hopefully, but can't quite seem to find those as two of their teammates go down in the process. That tower may be ridden back to neutral by Assault and Pepper. They're probably looking to make a push here as they try to get some more control of the map.
Yeah, so Assault and Pepper finally finds their defense there. 42, not the end of the world at all. Definitely a push they can come back from. Judging by the rest of that, they probably will come back at least close. As this player going to be forced to come out from that Inkjet. Dan's going to fall back to the middle of the map, but the Dynamo is ready for it. Falling into the trap, these Inkjets are kind of just getting hit at here. They need to be just a bit more on point with those rails.
And did you know, you mentioned the Dynamo. Dynamo can be a bully on just about any map, especially like tower control. You've got people standing on tower or just overall around tower. Dynamo can fling once, say, be gone. But here we are now, Rainbows Fan Club going 3 down. Actually, both teams going 3 down there for a moment. So it looks like this tower probably going to reset back to neutral for the time being, as we've got these two now pushing back forward. Yeah, so, I mean, Assault and Pepper has been, I feel, so far this game, slower to get on the offense here. They're not really capitalizing on Rainbows Fan Club going 4 down, whereas Rainbows Fan Club is just going really quick to get into the other team's court. But, as I say, though, Assault and Pepper has 3 specials at the ready. The Ray's going to come out from the team here, trying to find a pick. All the specials going to come out. But Hunter ready to rush that Stinger. That's going to be 3 down from Assault and Pepper. Those specials did not matter because they just get snuffed out right away. Yeah, Hunter actually being very clever there with the bomb.
Whoa!
And again with the bomb.
Hunter
coming out with these bombs, and you know, that splatter shot as well. This should open the door for Rainbows to make another push here on this tower control map, on this tower. Push forward here, but having a little bit of trouble now finding a couple of picks. Looks like that tower is trying to reset back to normal. It's a 1-down situation for both teams at the moment. As Hunter pops Inkjet again and is getting at least 1, looking for 2 here. Is going to get 2.
Maybe more. Finds the duel. He's not going to quite get him, but Hunter is going to be ready to get right back on the offense. He's probably going to push the tower here. There he is. As Dan's going to fend him off. Oh, that was Rainbows actually, my bad, but they do finally fend him off. Dan rolling in here, but rolling into 2 jumps. He's going to be able to find the Dynamo. No, he's going to have to back off there. So almost a sketchy situation, but again, rolling back in. Dan showing no fear of this Dynamo right now, as his team finally gets the help of the inmate, but RC says, no, I'm not even going to let you get the chance, of course. Let's get this Stingray out. Yeah, no, Stingray, at the very least, doing a good job of forcing the members of Assault and Pepper off. Stingray also going to come out and try to find the members of Rainbows Fan Club. It looks like there's a trade in the middle of the map now, as Nee is trying to ride this tower forward. Rainbow's going to try to, you know, put some pressure on this tower. Not going to quite be able to find a pick yet, but Rude Kaiser on this Dynamo also going to do a good job of, you know, forcing these other members of Assault and Pepper around, and they're not going to be able to clear this checkpoint as well. Yeah, and I mean, that Dynamo coming down with a flank. I mean, Dynamo is not a weapon you might think to be a strong flanking weapon, but if you don't realize it quick enough, you just have a typhoon of ink just flinging at you so quickly, and it's like, what do I even do now? Where do I go? And that's kind of what happened there. But Assault and Pepper finding 2 picks there. They need to get some strong offense going because they have been struggling to do that so far. They're 3 down. This is their opportunity. They have 2 specials at the ready. We're getting down to the last minute. All they need is 1 big push. Even though they've been losing most of the game, if they get this 1 big push, that's all that matters. As JPG finds Rude Kaiser the Dynamo. They need to get in front of the objective, though. It's not happening. They need to get past this first checkpoint at the very least. And it looks like they are going to maybe be able to do that. Someone needs to hop on tower, though, as I think the rest of them are down at the moment. And that's going to be a jump out.
Going to be a jump out. That is probably going to be the game. Assault and Pepper just can't quite get past that last checkpoint. They might have another opportunity here if they act quickly, though.
But RC's going to have that Stingray in the ready. Things are going to be really tough, especially it's a 3v4 for Assault and Pepper. Now a 2v3 with still the Stinger at the ready. It's only, yeah, that's a wipe, and that's actually Rainbows just say, let's end the set right here, right now. Let's not even let you get another push opportunity in overtime. It's our set to win, as that Rainbows Fan Club takes a 3-1.
Rainbows Fan Club taking that 3-1, and what an exciting one to watch there overall. Very back and forth, and you know, we saw that time and time again from Assault and Pepper. So we'll see here, actually looking at these standings for the bronze pool, which I do have here. I don't know if these are completely final yet, as obviously I haven't been going through everything. I can actually help AC out and report this score.
Look at you.
Look at me TOing and commentating at the same